So this is going to be our first Web3 meetup. Web3 is like really an exciting space. Probably everyone is talking about, as the name suggests, Web3. So this is the next version of the web evolution that we are going to have. So starting from say 1994 to 2004, when web became more and more centralized, within applications like Facebook and Twitter, where the information and transaction needs to go through a centralized server, and we dependent basically on big corporations and MNCs like uh, Twitter and Facebook to process all our information. And that's when the concept of decentralized network came in. So Web3 is nothing but a web on top of the blockchain technology. So blockchain is the core of Web3. And it's a really a new space, still in its very early stage. However, I mean, almost everyone is talking about it. There are people who are skeptical to it, call it like a Ponzi scheme, but almost everyone is exploring what this space is about. So we are really having a very good line of speakers today who has experimented a lot with Web3. And we have selected all those speakers specifically based on their experience. So coming to the Web3 point, Web3 is still a very tiny community, but it is growing very, very fast. As per GitHub, now it has around 18,000 active developers every month. So basically, these are the developers who go ahead and do open source contribution at least once in month. And number of developers around the ecosystem is growing every year. So in 2016 to 2021, in 5 years, it has grown 9 times. Although it's still very, very small if we compare uh, to other communities such as Java or JavaScript, but it is growing very, very fast. So we at GeekyAnts, we love to explore any technology, be it and especially if it is around web. So we went ahead, we started experimenting around Web3, and we did a lot of experiments around that. Web3, since it's really relatively new, so one of the key challenges around that is to explore all the terminologies around it. So we spent some time, understood what the Web3 space is, and then we started building some of the apps around. So we built a Web3 app using Solidity and React. This particular application is available, is open source and is available on our tech blog as well. So go and check it out. Another one is the NFT-based multiplayer game. So one of our speaker, Viral, he has created this game, again an open source game. Go check it out. Another one is a blockchain game that we built on top of Flutter. Uh, One of our speakers today, Rishabh, he has actively contributed to this particular game. We did a lot of experiments around this game, and probably this is one such project that might be available very soon for everyone to explore about. We even went ahead and did a lot of articles and open source around blockchain. So do go ahead and check out our tech blog at GeekyAnts. Introducing our speakers. So as I mentioned, Rishabh, he has actively been working on a blockchain game that is built with Flutter. So he will be basically introducing us to Web3, all the terminologies around, and based on his experience of creating a game around that. And then we have Saurabh, who will be talking about different technologies of Web3. Is very active in this space, does open source contribution as well. Other than that, we will have Samir from Front Row. He will be guiding us to the Web3 stack. And then Viral will basically be explaining what is DAO and how they work. I will definitely recommend you guys to go ahead and check Viral's GitHub as well. He has done a lot of open source around Web3 and the space. Coming to the code of conduct, so do not use any hate speech or inappropriate comments. Try to keep it light. Be respectful and refrain from any strong words. Don't spam questions in the chat. So you can go ahead, you can put your questions, and maybe in the end, Digvijay will uh, help getting your questions through to the speaker. Also, one of the more important thing is go ahead and network. Uh, so yeah, thank you and enjoy the event.